Imagine kneeling in snow so cold it squeaks beneath your weight, examining a single track with the intensity of a detective at a crime scene. To the untrained eye, it's just an impression in the white expanse. To an Inuit hunter, it's a complete story. The depth reveals the animal's weight and whether it's carrying fat reserves or struggling through lean times. The spacing between prints tells whether the caribou is relaxed and feeding or alert and traveling. The crystalline structure of snow disturbed around the edges indicates how many hours have passed since the animal moved through. This isn't guesswork. It's a literacy developed through childhood training and decades of observation, passed down through generations with the precision of any written language. These hunters understood something modern trackers often miss. Snow is never just snow. Fresh powder compresses differently than wind-packed drifts. Morning tracks in frozen crust look nothing like afternoon impressions in sun-softened surfaces. By reading these subtle variations, Arctic hunters could determine not just what animal passed by, but its exact physical condition, allowing them to select their quarry with surgical precision. They weren't just hunting, they were managing wildlife populations through informed decision-making that predates modern conservation by millennia. The sacred contract, hunting as relationship. When an Inuit hunter harvests a seal, he pours fresh water into its mouth, a gesture of profound respect rooted in spiritual belief. This isn't sentiment, it's the foundation of a sustainable system. Arctic indigenous peoples understood that they existed in relationship with their prey, not dominion over it. Every part of the animal honored this contract. The meat and blubber provided essential calories in a land where plant foods were scarce. The skin became waterproof clothing and kayak coverings. Bones transformed into tools, needles, and sled runners. Sinew became thread and binding. Even the intestines were cleaned and fashioned into waterproof windows for winter dwellings. This total utilization wasn't born from scarcity alone. It emerged from a worldview that recognized waste as disrespect. When you believe the animal offers itself to you, refusing any part becomes unthinkable. Modern hunters often focus on prime cuts, discarding the rest. Arctic peoples understood that survival demanded humility and complete resourcefulness. The seal's blubber, rendered into oil, lit lamps that pushed back the polar night. The rendered fat waterproofed clothing and provided emergency calories. Nothing was peripheral, everything served survival. Ice, patience, and perfect timing. Picture standing motionless beside a seal's breathing hole in the ice, harpoon raised, for hours in darkness so complete you can't see your own hands. The temperature sits at -40. Your breath must be silent. The slightest sound will alert the seal below. This is morpok hunting, a technique requiring patience beyond modern comprehension. Hunters identified these breathing holes by understanding seal behavior, ice formation patterns, and ocean currents beneath. They knew which holes would be used and when, knowledge built from lifetimes of observation. Success required reading signs invisible to outsiders. The slight dome of refrozen ice indicating recent use, the pattern of scratches around the hole's edge, even the smell of seal breath in frozen air. Modern survival instructors teach patience, but Arctic hunters embodied it as a spiritual practice. They understood that forcing nature yields nothing. Working with its rhythms provides everything. Legacy written in ice. These techniques face their greatest challenge not from hardship but from change. As climate disrupts ice patterns and modernization pulls youth toward settlements, this knowledge risks extinction, yet its principles remain startlingly relevant. Sustainable harvest, total utilization, patient observation, respect for resources. These aren't romantic notions. They're proven survival strategies that sustained cultures for millennia. The Arctic hunters teach us that true fieldcraft transcends techniques. It's a mindset of humility, observation, and integration with landscape. In our age of instant information, perhaps the most valuable skill is the patience to truly see what's before us. If this journey into forgotten knowledge resonates with you, subscribe to Fieldcraft Chronicles. Share this with fellow history enthusiasts and survivalists who understand that the best survival manual is written in the experiences of those who came before. The past has lessons we desperately need. Let's make sure they're not lost to time.